The bare results don't exactly show it, but the general election was not quite the great victory it seemed for Keir Starmer. Thanks to the second lowest turnout since 1885, scarcely 20% of eligible British voters support Keir Starmer's Labour, yet he will end up with approximately 2/3 of all parliamentary seats. The collapse in Labour's vote share is the direct result of Starmer's calculated decision to run a passionless, risk-free campaign aimed at securing the support of big business, the pro-war British establishment and the Murdoch press. Labour has taken Muslim voters for granted for far too long, and this time it paid the price on a bigger and more important scale than before. Down went Shadow Cabinet Minister and Starmerite protégé Jonathan Ashworth in Leicester South, just a week after singling out Bangladeshi migrants to Britain as examples of people who came to this country illegally and should be returned. These shocking remarks seemed like a bid to win far-right votes. Ashworth was defeated by previously unknown local pro-Palestinian candidate Shaukat Adam, whose elegant victory speech called for unity and declared, "This is for Gaza." Much more will be heard from him now that he is in Parliament. Much, much more. How can we stand by when we are seeing massacre upon massacre, he said. Adam was speaking for countless Muslim voters across Britain who have been repelled by Starmer's early support for Israel's collective punishment policies in Gaza and his persistent refusal to support a ceasefire. Now, these independents will form a bloc in the House of Commons. It's important to stress that we are not talking here about a homogenous Muslim vote. The anti-war movement is supported by a wider coalition, including traditional Labour voters, students and others. This is the exact opposite of the sectarian movement based on race and religion portrayed by the Labour establishment. Most extraordinary of all was the result in Blackburn. It's said that Labour used to weigh rather than count the vote in this northwestern former industrial town. It's been represented by Labour MPs for 69 years, including the legendary Cabinet Minister Barbara Castle and one-time Foreign Secretary Jack Straw. Yet the local Labour MP Kate Holland was swept away by Adnan Hussain, yet another former Labour activist. Alongside the phalanx of independents repelled by Starmer's foreign policy will be a certain Jeremy Corbyn, who won a comfortable victory against all the odds in Islington North. Mr. Corbyn will be the father of the House of Commons, the longest-serving MP, a position which gives him precedence when asking questions of the Prime Minister. He will undoubtedly use this privilege to the full. And alongside him will be the mother of the House, Diane Abbott. Some results suggest that Starmer's election strategy, perhaps deliberately, aided and abetted parts of the Conservative Party and even the far right. Starmer's vindictive decision to ban pro-Palestinian advocate Faiza Shaheen from running in Chingford and Woodford Green handed the seat to former Tory leader Ian Duncan Smith. Starmer's withdrawal of support for the Labour candidate in Clacton paved the way for a smooth victory for Nigel Farage. Questions must be asked about this strategy. As the leader of an allegedly progressive party, Sir Keir Starmer should have been determined to stop that at all costs. He wasn't. To sum up the general election result, the Tory party was shattered and may turn towards the dark politics of the European far right. In a seismic shift, Labour now occupies the centre-right ground, once held by the Conservatives. The gulf between an entitled political class at Westminster and many British people never been wider.